Hello students. In the previous video we have discussed 5G core network architecture with respect to UE, GNB, user plane function, data network. In this session we are going to discuss the remaining blocks, especially authentication service function, UDM. Right, so in the previous video itself we have discussed access management and mobility function and session management function. So in this session we are going to discuss AUSF and UDM. So if I discuss in within one video it will be lengthy, so that's why I am breaking the parts so it won't be what congested, right? So first we will discuss authentication server function, right? AUSF, authentication server function, not service, server function. We have already discussed it in our UMTS itself, right? So once again we will discuss here about authentication server function. So when we are authenticating the user and device, when the mobile user move from one cell to the another cell or one network to the another network, right? So or when the user first time he bought mobile and SIM, during that time he has to, in order to establish call, he has to register his profile with the 5G core network. So first he has to send the registration request to the 5G core network, right? To the AMF through GNB, to the AMF through GNB, right? So in order to authenticate the user, right? So and device, it has to AMF contact, send the request, authenticate request to the authenticate server function, right? Before that it will check the SIM of user equipment, right? SIM of subscriber, SIM data. So after that it give the request to the authentication server function in order to check and verify the user. So through NG12 interface. So authentication server function contacts the UDM, unified data function. We can also call this one as a management, unified data management. It is like a HLR, right? What is that? It is a database. Similarly, this here we call that one as a unified data function. It is also a database. This database stores the user informations. It is related to encryption, authentication key, and IMSI, TMSI, IP address, and current user location. Everything it stores in the unified data function. This UDM gives the authenticate vector of the particular user to the AUSF. It verifies. If it is authenticate successful means um, it tells to the access management function, or it informs to the access and mobility function in order to use the 5G network. If it is denied means, if it is not authenticated, is not a valid user means, it won't access the network. So AUSF denies the accessing the 5G core network. Okay. So as I said, in the unified data management, it stores all the subscriber informations. Along with that, what I said before, it also stores the tariff plan. So, what is the tariff plan? Whether it is a prepaid, postpaid, whether is accessing the service both voice and data, or is accessing only voice or only data, and also mm, personal settings. For example, call tuner, hello call tuner. If I set some call tuner means it stores in that UDM, or some block. If we block some what is that advertisement, it will know it, those things, personal settings also s- stores in the UDM, and along with that roaming rules restrictions. So these informations stores in the unified data function, right? This unified data function also interacts with other components through many interfaces. The UDM interacts with AMF, so related to whether the user is in the home user, or is in move from the one cell to the another cell visitor user. About it manages the mobility of the user, and also it contracts with the AUSF through NG13 interface in order to authenticate the user and devices. It also contact with the session management function. So uh, in order to retrieve the session information, right? Um, where is the what is the IP address, current IP address of the user, which data session is using, all those information stores in the UDM, right? Um, and also not only that, session management, which data stream which data session is using, which route he is using. Not only that, it also uh, retrieve the information of user policies, what are all the policy, which quality of service, data rate he's using, frequency, channel bandwidth he's using. All those policy control functions retrieve from the session management. You collect from the session management function and stores in the UDM, right? Um, It will collect whenever it needs. It will contact SMF also, and also it stores in the UDM also. What are the things I have said about policy and session, everything. I hope you are able to understand about AUSF UDM. In the next video, we will discuss policy control function and application function.